Hello,
Hello.
friends. Welcome to Pop-up Sprints with the event formerly known as the World Wide Writeathon. Oh, Sam's got her cup out, so we're doing all right.
I went to the car to get this cup. I was like, where the fuck is my cup? Oh, I left it in the car.
How is everybody doing today on this wonderful Sunday afternoon that Sam and I both forgot about?
Bro, these pop-ups were such a surprise pop-up. Jess and I were both like, oh, right, we're sprinting today.
I literally was looking at the spreadsheet for sprints and was like,
You can't see it.
oh, I have my own sprint
But
today.
I also have the tank top.
I mean, you're doing all right, man. I still have not purchased anything because I'm
My
a loser.
children are so stoked about us changing the name to the Storytellers Hearth that they have all informed me they want Storytellers Hearth stickers and hoodies, and several of them want to become storytellers. My middle child, well, my youngest has always made her own like paper storybooks, and she's also started making her own comic books. I have yet to read any of them, not because I wouldn't, just because she makes them and then hides them away.
I mean, like a true artist.
And my middle
No one can
child,
read this.
and my middle child has just started plot dumping all of his stories to me. So,
Oh, there is that too. We have friends. Hello.
we do.
Hello, hello. 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 Do we have an idea of what kind of timers we're doing today, Sam? Lengthwise? Should we do a poll? What do you want to do, friend?
We will do a poll. I'm switching over to the other account. Don't worry, I got it.
I'm like, I have my writing timers playlist pulled up, so I can be in charge of that.
Don't you worry. The first timer is always the same.
It's Sam's face.
I even made an extra Sam's face so that I can add 25 minutes to the opening thing.
I mean, fair. Fair.
It bothered me. It was the only one I was missing. I may have to make a 45-minute one now, though, because that seems to be gaining in popularity, too.
I know. Julie and Amber started it, and it is taking off. See, I think the answer is to make a 1 hour timer and then put chapters in it. So you can just click however long you want, and then you only have one timer, and you can just set it on whatever time
I'll
limit.
consider that. It did take me like 3 months to actually make the 25-minute timer, though, so we will see how long it takes me to do an hour.
Someone was talking
mainly just because I kept forgetting.
Someone was talking in the Troublemakers Discord about like there being an easy way to do the timer thing.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Casey about it, but it's not because it was difficult, because I have a for my face timer specifically. I have a template saved, and all I have to do is just change the time it counts down from. I just kept forgetting. It's all it was. The day I remembered, I did it and it rendered in less than an hour. So I just had to remember to do it.
When I started doing timers, you still had to go in and individually put each number in for every second.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that, but I had looked up like a how to make timer tutorial, and for Sony Vegas at least, there's a thing you can do, and then you set it to do a to show what the timestamp.
Yeah.
For the video, and then you just change
Invert
the setting to invert. But that's also, you can't like change how it looks or anything. That's why my countdowns are all that bland white number.
Well, and that's the same way with Premiere Pro, but they were talking in Discord about like how there's a way to do it where you can change whatever you want, like the font and the colors and all of that. And I'm like, I have no clue. I think it was Marta that was making fun of us for doing it the hard way.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find mine and Casey's conversation.
Who knows?
Because
since we've been here for a few minutes, as we wait for other friends to roll in, if they're going to, who knows? It may just be us. Also, don't forget to vote in the poll for how long you want to sprint. If you missed the end of the World Wide Writeathon, you may not know that the World Wide Writeathon name is changing. And that will be happening next month during a live stream.
Clip Champ. That's what it's called. Sorry.
What?
Clip Champ. It's a free program called Clip Champ, and it makes countdowns easier.
Got it. I think I tried to download that to my computer, and it laughed at me and said I wasn't allowed to have it. So, which is rude.
I haven't tried yet.
We currently have a logo on, but it's in black. How about I change it to white? There we go. So our
Why do we
channel
not have a background?
Who knows? Our channel name will be Storytellers Hearth one of these years. But like I said, next month, here, just give us anything. So
I was going to say, we're in the void right now.
We're in the void. But we will be doing like a live show and changing everything. Technically, we're still World Wide Writeathon until...
Should we be this?
Maybe. Until we change all of the things.
That doesn't look good with the brown. We're staying with that.
We could change the brown. It's okay. But we are going to do a live show, much like I did on my channel, and like change our logo and the name of the channel and all of that stuff during the live stream so that you can like be here with us while we make the change for like extra fun. So
yes.
Who knows?
Do we have a date for that yet?
No, we have not set a date for that. I just know it'll be next month and probably towards the beginning of the month because the end of the month is scary.
That works for me. Because we do Yule, so I never know what the end of my month looks like. From the 21st to the 31st, I don't know if it's just going to be a chill day of making gingerbread houses or if we're going out.
I know. For realsies. Also, I'm doing Advent again, so I have a video every day for 24 days. Which is almost more videos than I've made all year, because I'm at like 32 for the year, I think.
Damn.
Last year I had almost 100. This year I'm at 32. Can't imagine why.
I'm sorry. I hope you feel better, Nicole. But also, like, I kind of feel that a bit. Jess and I were discussing this morning as we were messaging each other on Discord. It's just like, oh, we got a stream today. It's like, yep. We both went to bed after 3 our times and then woke up around 6:30, 7:30 and just existed on and off until 10:30.
Pretty much.
So it's been a day.
Victoria has about 10,000 words to go for Nano, which she's got, 4 days left? So you could do that.
Do we have 31 days in November? No, there's only...
I'm counting today.
Oh, today. Yeah, okay.
4 days counting today.
Yes.
Today counts. It's only noon. Depending on where Victoria is. Could still be morning. They could be in Australia and it could be tomorrow. So it could only be 3 days. We'll never know. Unless they tell us. Oh, who's winning the poll?
30 minutes. 20 minutes is... it's tied now.
Tied. I love it when it's tied. It makes me happy.
I like when it's tied and people throw out suggestions for how I'm going to handle it. And I'm like, no, I know what I'm going to do.
I'm going to do. Victoria's in Pennsylvania, so it's noon. So you got plenty of time. You have the whole day. Yeah. You have 4 days left. You got this.
Yes.
I got faith in you.
So what is everybody well, how was everybody's weekend? Week? Because we're still halfway through the weekend, maybe? I don't know. How have y'all been doing? For those who had Turkey Day, how was your Turkey Day? For those who didn't have Turkey Day, how was your regular week?
That was your regular Thursday.
Hawkings, I wish I could share your emojis, but this is how they appear in the StreamYard, but I can see them in the YouTube, and
It looks like a
them.
happy fish and a pink hand.
Yes, the happy fish going.
I don't know if that's actually a fish, but that's what it looks like to me.
Kind of looks like that blue cat from Gumball, and
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It is questionably a kid's cartoon. It's one of those kids' cartoons that you're like, but is this really a kid's cartoon?
It feels like it's made more for an adult than a kid.
Mm-hmm. But it's not an adult cartoon, so much like Ren and Stimpy in the 90s.
Yeah. Also, feel free to tell us what you're working on this stream. Sam and I are going to have to introduce ourselves as if we haven't been talking to you for 15 minutes and also the last 4 years. So
there
hello.
might be new people, Jess. It happens, you know. We
Hold on,
grow.
wait. Hold on, wait.
We're at 600 something now.
Why? That's rude.
647.
Take that off. Ha ha ha. There's our names. Ha ha.
Yeah.
If you are new here, my name is Jess. My channel is the Hex Library, where I post reading, writing, book, and planner related content a couple of times a week. As I mentioned, getting ready to do Advent, which will be 24 videos in 24 days. 4 of those are live streams on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the original creator of the World Wide Writeathon, and I brought in Miss Sam to help me out because I need help for all things. And typically, all of our things are linked down below, but I couldn't tell you. There are link trees linked down below for me and Sam. And I'll let Sam introduce herself because that seems like the right thing to do.
I'll get all the things linked down below during the first sprint if they're not. Hi, I'm Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett. On my channel, I talk about writer things, writer things, parent. Well, I do have that hashtag reinstate Pluto.
That's
in my
true.
banner I have for a while now. But I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams like this where, you know, we have fun and get work done. Or sometimes, like tomorrow, I do special events like the Flash Fiction Free for All. It will be our second one. Matt, CB, and Cody are joining me for round 2. CB took round 1. So now let's see if we can take it from her. And my brain died. If you would like to read samples of my writing, you can go to my website, samanthaalnassett.com, where I have a spooky flash fiction, Until Pizza Do Us Part, and a villainous murder story, All That Glitters, completely and totally free for you to read. And yes, I help run this here ship and try to help keep things as organized as we can.
What's organized mean?
It means I open up the other Chrome profile I have so I can go to our YouTube studio in a moment.
Oh. Who knew? Oh, Sam knew.
Sam do knew. Go ahead and talk to the people, Jess, while I get our timer set up.
I don't want to talk to the people.
Talk to
Nicole,
the people anywhere.
Nicole was finally managed to eat a full plate of food on Thanksgiving, and they ate at their uncle's house. I imagine the sickness was not helping with the food thing.
Yeah.
Victoria is working on the second book in my series and is stuck on a fight scene. I don't know if you're this kind of writer, but because you are technically writing for Nano and trying to get your words in, if you can, make a note, come back to the scene later. Maybe try the next scene. Might help. Sometimes. Not everybody and not all the time, but sometimes.
What I used to do before I was an outliner is if I got to a fight scene that I didn't particularly feel like writing in the moment, but I was doing a writing goal, a word goal thing, I would put in parentheses character A fighting character B, so and so gets injured, or like who has the upper hand, blah 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 blah. Well, I wouldn't say blah 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 blah, but like, just small details I knew I wanted in the fight, and then so and so wins, and then just end the parentheses and move on to the next scene. I would also like have a keyword at the beginning of all of those, like come back later, or so that I could just control F, find those scenes when I had more time to go back and revise them or detail them better. I don't do that anymore because now I outline. So that's just what I do in the outline, but that's what I used to do.
Even when I outline, I still always skip my fight scenes and go back to them at the end.
That's what I'm doing right now, actually.
I will, but I do what you did, and I'll write in like, like the basic things I want to happen, but the actual action scenes of it, I will just put in like the little beats and then skip and go on to the next thing. So
yeah, like right now in my outline, I have where all my fight scenes happen and the kind of the damage and stuff that I want done. But then like on my to-do list, I have like list out all of the fight scenes, especially since I'm writing a shifter novel, and so I want the fight scenes to include all different kinds of shifters. And so I want to research the animals, and which, yes, researching the animals to the extent I am may seem a little bit like overkill for a character who's going to be there for maybe like 2 pages, but that really helps my process because of the way that I write supernatural creatures. And I just, like, for example, I have a kangaroo shifter, and I didn't know a whole lot about, like, I knew some random facts about kangaroos, but not like a whole lot about them. But just reading about like kangaroo culture, basically, because they have a whole ass culture, these roos do. And
learning how they fight can
yeah,
help you write a fight scene, and
learning how they fight, and also like their mating season and stuff. I'm like, I have a whole culture for my shifters built now, so I know how I want that character to be. So like an hour of research last night, and I've went from 0 to 200% on what I know about this character, because that's just how my process works.
Nicole says, I wasn't sick on Thanksgiving. I normally give up halfway through the plate, so I'm proud of myself. Well, that's good too.
Oh, Jess, we should say what we're working on today.
We should. Hawkins says, my ebook finally dropped off the Amazon ranking system. Last I checked, it was ranked at over 4 million. Now it is gone.
Aw, I'm sorry, Hawkins.
And Laura's here. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Laura. Congrats on being published again. I vaguely saw something about that.
Oh, I have no things to share. All I have is a shame bell, and that feels like the wrong thing to give you an applause for. So I'll just keep it to myself. But congratulations. Hello, Sandra. Welcome. I don't know what I'm working on because I'm not actually writing. I mean, I haven't started yet this year, so I figure why start now.
I suppose.
I have some planner things. I do want to start filming today, doing some bulk filming, so I'll probably be working on scripting videos. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Nice. I'm going to be adjusting our description for the first part, and then unfortunately have to do some administrative things for my channel because it's the last week of the month, so I have to organize next month's schedule. But then I get to return to reading about kangaroos.
Middle grade short horror story is published. It's fantastic. Laura's killing it. I think Laura and Lizelle are just like holding up all of AuthorTube with like just put all of their published works as the base for our entire system, and they're just holding us all up.
This is the final World Wide Writeathon Pop-up, isn't it?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
It's the final countdown.
It's
the end of Final Jam.
Sorry, I have a cat who, when I did that, she just looked up at me like, "What are you doing?"
Hello, Mom. What are you doing?
I have learned from somebody who apparently knows much about cat hygiene and whatnot that the reason she glows is, well, she's not glowing right now, but the reason that she seems to glow sometimes is because she's just really clean. She just grooms herself a lot. So the oils from her grooming make her glow, which is good to know.
Someone got in trouble for being on the couch.
Oh, no.
RJ is working on fanfic today. Fantastic.
Nice.
I am ready for sprinting whenever you are ready for sprinting, madam, because you're in control. You have a spinning wheel of death.
Oh, it's as soon as I hit play, that'll go away. Is this the right folder? No, this is not the right folder. Hold on. I have to. There's our sprinting banners. We should update that. There it is. Okay.
We should update all the things, but we're doing that next time.
That's not for today.
It is not for today.
All right. You want to count us down?
Sure. 3, a 2, a 1, a sprint.
And we're back.
Are we though? Have we returned?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm just updating our banner.
How did that wonderful sprint go for everybody?
Well, it went pretty well. I updated our description. Set up. Well, I reorganized the way that I'm doing my daily task list so that they're in sections. And then I started writing the message to bug my regulars for their December schedules. Excuse me.
I stared at things. That's all I got. We were joined by Ania. Hello.
Hello. At first, I thought you said Ania, like not Ania, but Ania. I was like, who is Ania? I do not know
Who's
this name.
Ania?
But then I saw Vixen's icon, and I was like, oh, Nia.
Laura was lamenting the leftovers being gone. That was
Such sadness.
a weird way for my voice to come out.
Chris only made half of the usual mashed potatoes for our, because we like go to Thanksgiving with my family on Thursday, and then on Friday we have a harvest feast here. And Chris only made half of the usual amount of potatoes for our harvest feast because I don't know, the past couple years the kids just haven't been into mashed potatoes, which is really weird to me because like every child in my family has always mostly eaten mashed potatoes. But like I don't know, this time my oldest and youngest just like devoured the mashed potatoes. And so I was like, babe, I think we need to make more mashed potatoes. We have a distinct lack of potato now. So we're out of mashed potatoes specifically. Well, we also ran out of cream corn, but that's my fault. I haven't had cream of corn in like years because I don't know. It was a staple at Turkey Day growing up, but then at some point we just stopped having it, and I don't know why. And then so this year when my mom was like, well, talking about the menu, she was like, I guess we should have one more side. I was like, cream corn. She's like, yeah, we can do that. And I'm like, yes.
Corn cream. I'm living off of a lifetime supply of brisket and macaroni and cheese currently.
That sounds tasty though.
It's delicious. I've been making lots of brisket sandwiches with pickles and macaroni and cheese. So those are my Thanksgiving leftovers.
Awesome.
Nicole got 257 words. Victoria got 320. Nicole was outlining a vampire romance story.
Nice.
Sandra got 390 words. I don't know how many sprints we have left. That was our first one. So I would say at least 2 more.
Yes. My neighbor's dogs are outside, so now my dogs desire to go out, but no, they're staying in here. So I might have to mute.
Stay inside.
Yes.
Mia got her last 2 streams scheduled for December. Fantastic. I have not started filming for Advent yet, but the other day I had some dead time in my day, and I went ahead and made all of my thumbnails and all of my intros because I do like the special Christmassy intro. So I made all of my intros, all of my thumbnails, and made a timer for the live streams, like my 1-minute countdown timer. I made a Christmassy version. So I'm like prepared, but haven't filmed a thing yet. So I think I'm going to have to do some filming today, probably. All's fair.
I may have just finished my message to harass circulars because I am incapable of not finishing a task I start sometimes.
I have no idea how I would know that. Just your Discord go boop, boop, but I bet that was Sam.
It was. Look,
Hello,
I need
hello.
to figure out my holiday bash, which is not on Monday. On a Monday, so well, it might be. Just depends on when everyone's available.
Is people available? Sabria's working on final project for my master's. We'll be hanging out for as long as my internet cooperates. Well, we will accept you for as long as you can hang out. My problem with live streams now is that I, with the exception of last night, have had a very strict bedtime since I have been sick. So I've been trying to be in physically in my bed by 10 p.m. And so most people's live streams start too late for me to join because then I'm only there for an hour and I'm like, okay, I need to go to sleep now. I'm falling during sprints of doing one of these.
Well, just so you know, that would not be a problem for me. I would just let you leave to go to bed and carry on.
I need a nap. I'll just be asleep at my desk. This is the chair's most comfortable. This is the world's most comfortable chair, but it is not made for a computer desk in any way, shape, or form. I'm currently sitting on top of 2 pillows. And I'm still really short. I ordered a new desk chair. It was supposed to be here on the 22nd, but then it was delayed to Thanksgiving, which we all knew wasn't happening. And there hasn't been an update since the 23rd. And it keeps saying missed pickup. We'll reschedule. And I'm like, so whoever the carrier is not picking it up? Apparently. I don't know. But I want my dang chair.
There was this one time we needed something delivered and they kept saying person was not home, and one day I was looking out the window and a truck just pulled out in front of my house and then left, and then it was person was not home. I'm like, bitch, I watched you. I called. I was like, excuse you, I was right here. I saw you not even try. So sometimes
I have to have packages delivered to my office instead of to my house. Amazon especially likes to deliver packages to my neighbor's house and then deny that they delivered it there, even though the picture that they take that shows proof of delivery is at the neighbor's house, and then the neighbor denies ever having gotten those packages.
Oh, that's even
so weird. I don't have things shipped to my house.
I understand.
I didn't deliver that to your neighbor's house. I'm like, do you see this picture that you sent me? Let me put you on a live. Let me put you on a live and walk you around my house so you can see that does not exist here.
That is not my house.
This is not my house. And I live on a private lane with multiple addresses. And every single one of our houses, because our mailboxes are all at the end of the lane, because it's a private lane, so the mail people don't go down the lane. Every single one of our houses has our addresses in front of it. The people who live at the very back actually bought them all for us a couple years ago. Everybody has an exact same style of address sign at the end of our driveway. So literally, how do you get it wrong?
They just don't care.
They don't care. That's life.
I was struggle busing getting my blanket.
I mean, that's also life sometimes.
Jabrea says their house is allegedly difficult for delivery drivers to see, so they'll drop it off at their neighbor's porch. Does your neighbor also keep your packages, or?
I bought my mom a electric can opener. Because from where she had her stroke a few months ago, she can't operate a regular can opener. And I tried to have it sent home, so because she's here all the time, and I was like, I could just have it sent to the house so that she has it. No. They tried to resend it, and I said, can you send it to a different address? And they're like, no, we have to send it to the original address. So it got delivered for a second time to the neighbor's house. Same picture. Like, here's your item at the neighbor's house.
It's like, are we sure? Because this isn't working out.
And so the third time they let me change the address. And I'm like, yeah. And now you know why I have things delivered to my work.
I haven't had that issue, but I once got a neighbor's daughter's violin at my house instead. We once had a game that was delivered to like our neighbors, I think 5-6 houses down at the end of the road. And the delivery people were just like, nope, we can't find it. Nah, we can't do nothing about it. We went to our neighbor down the road, but like they weren't home. They were on vacation. So it took like a week, but thankfully when they got home, they were like, oh yeah, this is yours, not ours. I assume they had somebody just like collecting their mail and
collecting their mail
in the house. So
yeah.
But
hilariously at work, we have a customer who has the same number address as us, but a completely different street. And we get each other's mail all the time. Like, it's not even the same mail route. Because I've asked like the mail lady, like, is this even on your route? And she's like, no, it's a completely different mail route, but they get our mail all the time. The names aren't similar at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, one's a number and one is a street name.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, like 2nd Street, 1st Street, like one is a number and one is an actual street name. And we get each other's mail all the time. And like they'll call and say, it's time for our weekly mail exchange, and I'll just send one of the technicians by their house to swap mail.
Let me tell you, this is like unrelated, but the day that I figured out that in like certain cities or parts of town, 1st, 2nd, 3rd Street was just like that way, navigating became so much easier.
Well, a lot of times Main Street is 1st Street.
Yeah.
Main Street, and then 2nd, 3rd,
Main,
4th.
and then 2, 3, 4.
Sometimes, not always. Like, sometimes there's also a 1st Street.
I haven't had to encounter that yet, but
I've seen a Main Street be like a 3rd Street, and it'd be like 1st Street, 2nd Street, Main Street, 4th Street. I've seen some weird things in my day.
It's whichever is the predominant street, and the rest of them were just built around it. Like I see neighbor to the left's house number, neighbor to the right's house number, but no, my house number. Let's drop it off at this random house. My neighbor was a bear about it the first couple of times, tried to call the cops on me for trespassing, but they've chilled out now. Well, I'm glad they've chilled out now.
Definitely.
Hello.
Can you hear Merlin screaming at my door?
I cannot, but I can now that I have focused. But I also like don't have a headphone on this ear, so I only like hear things at half volume.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, Mom.
Let me in. I want in.
You were harassing me. This is what happens. You harass me, I harass you. You don't want to be harassed, don't harass me first.
That's fair.
Child, why are you climbing over the desk? My child is climbing over the desk to pet the cat.
I mean, fair. Who's winning our
sprint not to be in camera
this time?
Well, you can't pet the cat in the gymnastics she's pulling off to try to not be in camera and pet the cat.
I mean, that's fair.
She was like,
hello.
I'm sleepy. I wasn't sleepy an hour ago, but now I am. It's only noon my time.
It's So far, 20 minutes is winning our sprint poll.
Yes. Coming in
I'm gonna
second
go-
is 40.
I'm gonna hit the stop camera button and go let the cat in, but I can hear you.
Gotcha. Well, I'm a lazy person, so we're probably going to use Laura's timers, unless you have one in specific you want to use from your timer playlist. Well, it's a combination of lazy, and Laura makes really pretty timers, so she makes it easy for me to be lazy. My children are watching Atlantis, Milo's Return. I forgot that somebody who thinks he's Odin kidnaps Kita and treats her like she's Brunhilde.
I don't think I've ever seen the second one.
Well, it's on Disney. Hello, Merlin. It's on Disney Plus. So if you want to watch it, it's there. Assuming you have Disney Plus.
I do. You know what I watched yesterday that kept me up until 3:30 in the morning?
What were you watching?
All of Wednesday.
Chris and I have watched that too.
I binge watched all 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to watch them again for the first time. Like, can I get amnesia and go back and watch them all again for the first time? That's what I want.
I have Laura's entire timer playlist saved to my library. I mean, fair. They're gorgeous.
I don't save like the smaller ones, but pretty much anything that's like a 30 or a 45 I save.
I just search it, so the moment I type in like timer, my YouTube is all like Samantha L. Nassett, and then right below it, Laura Nettles, or it'll be Laura Nettles and then Samantha L. Nassett right below it, and I'm like, yes, YouTube, you know what I need. Julie said, am I proud that 40 is second place? Yes. Am I bummed that 20 is winning? Also, yes. See, I am all for longer sprints when it is a work day. Which, for me, that is today. Oh, Wednesday is at the top of my list to binge as soon as I submit this stupid paper. Well, I wish you much luck. I have very mixed feelings for it, so. And then I was reminded it was produced by Tim Burton, and I'm like, oh, this explains all of my mixed feelings. Because Tim Burton and we are hit and miss, baby.
Honestly, the weirdest part is that I feel like it would have been, I almost feel like it would have been even better if it wasn't actually tied to the Addams Family.
Okay, so here's my mixed feelings. As its own thing, I think it's really great. I think it's pretty well done, and it's interesting, and I love the campy tones that it has to it. But as an Addams Family property, it feels like they missed a couple points of what made the Addams Family good and why the Addams Family works the way that it works. So as an Addams Family property, it's a little disappointing. But as its own thing, not connected to the Addams Family, I fucking think it's amazing, which is where all my mixed feelings come from.
But I also think that there were things about it, like having Thing as a major character in the show, technically. In my opinion, Thing is a major character of the show. It would have been hard to do that with a different character, or to have a similar character and it not people be like, you just ripped this off from the Addams Family.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been able to be what it is without having the Addams. I just think that there's just like a couple things that I think if they tweaked or if they changed, like it could have still worked and still been an Addams Family thing. So
yeah, but it, like, on its own, fantastic.
I also feel like sometimes they really miss the. Sometimes Wednesday felt more try-hardy than edgy. You know what I mean?
I mean, character progression. You gotta have it. Would you chill Axe for like 20 seconds?
Merlin
I'm
is
not gonna pet you. I'm not doing it.
She's like, I heard Artemis was on stream today getting lots of love and attention. She's not. Only if
She's
I
just
am too.
leaning clear over top of me, rubbing
Yeah,
her
I
face
see
on my
that.
arms.
She's trying so hard to push your arm up. Did you have breakfast? Then yes, you may have a peppermint. At Thanksgiving, my aunt had this giant jar of the peppermint canes, the small peppermint canes, candy canes. That's what they're called. My brain was like blanked on the name of this for some reason. I'm like the most quintessential winter American winter season thing, and I could not remember what it was called.
Quit putting your butt in my face.
It's guaranteed way to get attention, Mom. And so I asked her if I could have some, and she gave me just this giant box of them. And ever since then, the children who just love peppermint, they're like, Mom, can we have peppermint? And I'm like, I have to limit them because while it is candy, it is not candy, and too much peppermint is not kind on the digestion.
It's true.
Like a peppermint with a meal, phenomenal. But 10 peppermints in one day, not so much.
To be fair, candy in general also not good on the digestion. So
yes,
either way.
Fair. So now I have a rule: they can have a peppermint with the meals, or if they have had a meal, they can have one peppermint per meal. Not snacks though, just meals. So
if I get muted, it's because Merlin is rubbing her face on my microphone.
She's like, hello, Balder. What's up?
It's like she didn't just lay in bed with me for an entire day and watching TV like on my lap the whole time.
Balder got audacious the other day and thought that he could bite the corner of my phone and get attention, and I just removed him from my bed, and he looked offended, and I was like, well, I'm offended you bit my phone. He has not bitten my phone since.
Corey, my work,
I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll.
He also is like, if I'm holding my phone, he'll walk over and bite the corner of my phone. He bites my watch. Like, he is a demon. Can I help you? Why are you rubbing your teeth on the corner of the desk?
Julie put us on her TV, and Jasmine is treating the cats like social hour and talking to them. Aw.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. Excuse, I'm trying to show off your brother. I have a void cat just chilling on. It is the cat pillow. It just stays on the desk for the cats. And so he's just
scary at your house.
The child is playing his Switch. I don't know what happened. This is Balder, by the way, not Artemis. My middle child finally asked how you tell the difference between them, and so I told him that Artemis looks like a cow, whereas this dapper gentleman has
wearing a suit.
Yes, he's wearing a suit. He's got little socks and his little gloves. Come back here. I want to show off your suit. See? And then he's got the white part of the tux. So he is like the definition of a tuxedo cat. My dapper boy. And Artemis has like a little lightning bolt on her face and then just looks like the stereotype of a cow pattern.
Merlin is also a cow kitty, but a gray and white cow kitty. She just looked at me like, bitch, you just call me a cow?
I called Artemis a cow kitty the other day when I was explaining it, and my daughter was like, but she's the smallest cat. And I'm like, yes, there are other ways to look like a cow than just being very large.
This is true. Are you just going to lay here in my way?
Yes, Ma. You're not allowed to work. Julie said
what you do. Julie is full force a cat lady now. Never had a cat before in her life. Full force cat kitty.
I love this for you. My husband, when we first got our house, we got two dogs. as we are both, well, I'm just a pet person, but he was a dog person. And so we got 2 dogs. And then, but they were bigger dogs, and like he had grown up with predominantly a Chihuahua. Like he's had dogs of multiple sizes, but the Chihuahua was like his baby. And so then we got cats, and the cats act more like his Chihuahua did than our big dogs do sometimes. And so he was just like, oh my God, we would have the kittens, and he would like message me from work and stuff. And he's like, how are the kittens doing? Are they okay? Are the dogs bothering them? And he's like, one of the cats, he's like, this is my cat. And that, oh my gosh. So he is just, he's full force, just a pet man now. He likes all small creatures. All right, the poll's been up for 15, so I will end it. It conveniently told me how long it was up, so I didn't have to play a guessing game. I am sorry. Well, since 40 and 20 were so like neck and neck for a bit-ish, do you want to do 30, Jess?
Whatever you want, ma'am.
Cool. And for anybody who complains, this is not a democracy. This is a Sam Tater ship.
Sam Tater ship.
The only one who can override me doesn't care.
This is true. Cat, you're gonna make me sneeze. Stop it. There are perverts on the internet. They can't see me sneeze. Stop it.
That purr was so loud and close to my ear. I thought one of my cats had randomly appeared and was startled. I was like, how did you get there? It was a Merlin.
She just rubs her face on the microphone and purrs into it.
That's fine. He is, I don't know if I have displeased him, but he is just sitting there trying so hard to not directly look at me. And I'm not sure why. He normally does that when he's pouting, but I'm like, sir, I haven't done anything to you right now.
Oh, look, we're free. Don't lay on my black sweater.
The price of freedom, Mom.
No, that's my sweater. That's mine.
Aha! Jess, I finally it's been so long since we did one of these. It took me this long to figure out what our banner combo was.
You know, who knows?
I have
Cat's laying on my black sweater.
At first, I was like, why is that a problem? Because, as you know, 3 out of 4 of my cats are all black. Or, well, are black, but
mostly
some white. So, yeah.
Yeah. My
Look,
white cat.
I may have a bias for timers. I think this is my the one I use the most. Why? Oh, I was about to have a conniption. I was like, why have I not liked this timer? Because I'm not on me. That's why.
You're on the whole World Wide Writeathon.
Yes, but I have liked it now.
You should hit the full screen button.
Should I?
Yeah.
No, if I hit the full screen button, then oh wait. Okay, good. I thought it was gonna.
It doesn't do it if you have it shared.
Oh, okay.
If you have the page shared, it doesn't do that.
I do that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to know. Thank you. All right.
It's a thing I learned.
Sweet. And now I know. Oh, hello and welcome. I might just do that. All right. You want to count us down, Jess?
No, I do not. I don't believe in countdowns.
Do it anyway.
4, 22, 1, sprint.
We're back. Why are you trying not to chortle there?
We'll give the cat a complex.
Oh no.
I had a pair of socks on the desk and I was trying to throw them to the clothes pile
Uh-huh.
and instead hit the cat with them.
Oh no.
And so she like jumped up and she's staring up, doing one of these, like trying to figure out where did it come from? Like how did it fall from the sky?
Where are these socks coming from?
Now she has laid down and she's using them as a pillow.
She's like, well, they're mine now.
They're mine now. Just gonna have to hold on to them forever, I guess.
You go ahead and tell us how you did this sprint while I set up our next poll. Is it our third or our final sprint, Miss Jess?
Let's do a final because that'll have a set. Will be over 2 hours. I finished scripting a video. I think I might have a few more things to put in. But I have enough videos scripted to get me through until next Monday. So I just got to film some videos later today and I will be ready. I'm going to click on a thing.
Go ahead.
Mullen says I just spent my Sunday binge watching Wednesday on Netflix. We were just talking about this before the...
We were. During the next sprint, go back to like before this
current sprint because we were just talking about it because I binge watched it last night. So
Chris and I binge watched 6 episodes. I don't know. We watched over half of it the night it came out, and we probably would have finished it, but he was falling asleep, so we had to save the rest of it for the next day.
You know, interestingly enough, I understand why it didn't come out at Halloween because everybody but I mean like everybody thought it was weird because it came out after Halloween because it's the Addams Family and it feels very Halloween-y, but it had some very strong Thanksgiving vibes.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of pilgrim imagery.
There's a lot of pilgrimage and
which is kind of funny
and...
because when you first see Wednesday, she's in like a Wednesday outfit and Chris is like, oh, that's why it came out Thanksgiving week. She looks like a pilgrim. I'm like, I mean, there.
You're not wrong. But yeah, we were joined by Amalin and Nicole got 409 words. And Victoria got 480. Just plain fun. It was a great time. Again, highly recommend you go back and watch our conversation. Maggie got 409 words. Everybody's getting in the 400s. 409, 409, 480. Interesting. I'll take it. I just heard my mom yawn from the other room that then made me yawn.
Yawns are contagious. I'm trying not to yawn. I got the kids started on their duo. They're supposed to read for 20 minutes a day, but they need a little bit of help with spelling, and Duolingo advertised for me Duo ABC, which is technically below their grade level, but they're enjoying it, and I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Whatever helps you learn to spell words. So they do that for 20 minutes, and then they also just do their regular daily Duolingo limit so that they can stay on track. That's what the oldest was showing me, that he was on track for.
I'm doing it, Mom.
Yep.
Which is fair.
But yes, I did that. I recorded my regulars' availabilities. Well, those who have gotten back to me, Miss Jess. And I reached out to them for December.
I am working.
Catering to my needs.
I refuse to cater to your needs.
It's okay. If you forget, I'll just harass you when I need it.
So, hey, I really need this thing. Can you hurry it up?
Can I get it? Can I get it now?
Can I get it now? Nicole says, why is it I can get all the words for my outlines, but when it comes to the draft, I can't seem to reach any goals? Well, probably because this is a me thing, it may not be a you thing. When I outline, I have like a no care attitude. I'm just like getting things out on the page. Pressure. But when I'm drafting, it's that thing where you're like, it has to be perfect. It doesn't, but you like tell yourself it does. And so then it takes you forever because you're like trying to find the perfect word. And 95% of the time, none of those words are going to exist in the next draft anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But, but we like convince ourselves it has to be perfect, but it doesn't. So
that is the general issue. Yeah.
I feel
my outlines are done so tonally different than my drafts. Sometimes you might not even know it's for the same project, but yeah, outlines are fun to do, in my opinion. So they go a little faster sometimes.
I am, or will be, I'm not really doing anything at the moment, but I will be re-outlining French Grim Reaper with like, so last year I redid it with like part of the plot and everything changed. Mm-hmm. And this year I've decided that I'm going to change everything I didn't change before is also going to change. So now I'm redoing a new outline with like a whole different thing. And that's what I'm going to start in January.
Well, sometimes you have to take it in stages like that, though, so it's not as overwhelming. And like, if those new changes didn't work, then it's less that you have to focus on.
The changes I made last time definitely are staying. Just everything that didn't already change is also changing.
Yeah, yeah. But what I'm saying is that's fine, because sometimes you have to take it in a stage like that where you're like, I'm going to change these things and make sure that they work, and then maybe go back and change the other things.
Are you doing Mullen says maybe you're more of a pantser than you think, and you need to give yourself more freedom and unknowns. That also could be possible. Am I doing NaNoWriMo? I am. I also am gonna try. Okay, so here's this thing about Jessica's goal setting. I will never reach my goal. I know this about myself. It doesn't matter what my goal is, I'm never going to reach it. So I overset my goals so that I'll at least get somewhere that's actually attainable and a goal. I have to brain trick myself. So essentially,
like, for example, if you're capable of doing 500 words in a day, but you set your goal at 500 words in a day, you'll fall short. But if you set your goal at 1,000 words a day, you'll get like 500, 600.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So my goal for 2023 is 250,000 words. I'm gonna attempt a 250,000 wordy. Will I get there?
We'll see.
We'll find out in 13 months. But at the very least, with a goal that high, I should at least get one finished manuscript. We would hope.
Maybe. We will see.
One can hope.
I hope to actually start drafting something next year, so I'm excited about that. I'm semi-stuck because, excuse me, for those who don't know, I've switched projects. My last project was The Silver Heir, and The Silver Heir is a series, and it's a lot because it was a story that I wrote as a teenager, but on a I didn't get super far, but I knew like the whole thing, and then I had to change a bunch of it, and then I've been going back and forth the past 2, maybe 3 years, figuring out big changes that need to happen, and then redoing the outline, and then figuring out more things that I need to do to improve it. And the outline has been getting better and better. It's just there's still so much, and I was getting so discouraged, and I was like, I need a short project that I will just pump out. And I started outlining this current project in September. Well, I started seriously outlining it in October, and I'm almost done now. Now I'm just doing research so that I can outline my fight scenes, because I don't want to write a fight scene that I didn't pre-outline. I get so, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I need to know where every single limb is at every moment so I can make sure that my fight scenes make sense. But that is not how I will draft a fight scene ever, because that is so boring and clinical. So that's what my outline is for. My outline is for my step-by-step guide to who's kicking whose ass and how. And then my actual fight scenes are more dynamic than that, and you only get the information that you need. So. And I was talking to somebody, I think Fox, because he's like, oh yeah, and like I notoriously hate fight scenes, and I'm like, no, I only hate melee fight scenes between humans. I actually enjoy writing magic fight scenes and shifter fight scenes. I'm like all for that.
Those are fun.
those are good. Claw, blood, let's go.
It's a great time. Mullen says I'm the other way around. If I set a goal and don't get there, I feel defeated and just plain give up. So I need to set more realistic goals or none at all to succeed.
I will
also
say, Jess's particular way that she's doing it. What is the word I am looking for? System?
Method?
Yeah, thank you. God, that's the word I wanted. Jess's particular method is not one I would say is should be commonly used, because most people get defeated when they cannot reach a goal. But that's just one of those examples of knowing yourself and what works for you. So even if you're going against what is generally works better, then it's like for me, my goal has been getting 100 words a day or 700 words a week into my outline or into my notes for my outline. And there was one week when, well, like last week, I didn't do that because I had something happened and I wasn't able to do it. So on my task list, I have a section that says low priority, but will soothe my soul. And that's basically the 100 words for the days that I missed. And then like last night I did 100 extra words. So I was able to take one of those off. And that makes me feel better and keeps me from just like completely crashing. It's like, because adding that to my current like daily total would defeat the purpose of me sticking to 100 words a day. But at the same time, I have certain compulsions that I have to cater to, or I'm just not going to function. So that's my workaround to trick my brain.
I used to be like Mullen. I used to be where like if I didn't reach a goal, I would feel bad and would just give up. But I think part of it is the last year, like putting myself in the mindset of this was the year of like doing less stress, don't do all of the things, like be okay with not doing all of the things. And because I'm now in that mindset, I'm like, if I set my goal at 5,000 words for today and I only get 2,000, I still did something. And that's great, because sometimes anything is better than nothing. And so now that I have grown that mindset, I have learned how to trick myself into getting more. Like I had a 20K weekend planned, like, I don't know, a couple months ago. Did I hit 20K in a weekend? No, but I hit like 6K in a weekend, which is more than I would normally do in a weekend. So
yeah, which is great.
But if I had set a goal for 5,000, I would have wrote 2,000 and been like, it's okay. I did 2,000. That's like part of my goal. So I set astronomically high and then aim for somewhere in the middle.
See, I try to heavily push at least you got something done, and something is better than nothing. And if you did get nothing done, well, sometimes that just happens and that's okay. Attitude on like other people. For me, though, it's really, really hard to do that, especially having been who I was before chronic illness, and then chronic illness completely decimating my ability to be myself. So having had chronic migraines for years has forced me to be kinder to myself. So I no longer just set like writing goals. I also set house goals. So it's like, and my house goals are like super fucking simple and routine. Like, I got to do the dishes. That's on my checklist, because then at the end of the night, I can look at my checklist and it's like, okay, I didn't do any writing, but you know what I did do? 4 loads of dishes, cleaned 2 rooms, and like stuff like that. Made sure my children didn't die. Yes, child. Yes. 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 Anybody else need anything? Okay.
Gremlins.
Also, I do have a sub threshold of OCD because thanks to my dyslexia. So it's not just with projects; it's with everything. You can ask Jess. If certain things don't go just the way I need them to, I will go into a tiny little meltdown and then have to be like, okay, it's fine. We can fix it. It'll be all right. But like, I have to have that emotional outburst must happen.
It's fine.
But I have learned to not take the failure seriously anymore because I know OCD goal brain is not sane or not sustainable. I don't necessarily know if I'm comfortable with it being called OCD goal brain with this, because like, I don't know that that's a thing, and I can't word today because my brain fog has began to exist. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm comfortable with that if we're not talking about somebody who actually has OCD or a subthreshold of OCD.
I think Maggie's talking about herself, though, so I think she's allowed to say it as she pleases.
Okay. I just want to make sure, you know?
It's one of those things where it's like everybody's brain is different, even when your brain's the same. Somehow. I actually seen something yesterday, I think, on Instagram that was about
Cool.
people who were like on the autism spectrum, and it's talking about like the differences in like, because it's a spectrum. And so, like, you know, some people are on this end and some people are on this end, and then there's all kinds of things in between. And so, like, just because you think a person is one way, it's basically that whole don't make assumptions about a person based off of like any of their diagnoses or self-described things, basically. It was interesting.
I got you. Like I said, I was just unsure because I've never heard the term OCD goal brain specifically before. But now I know. So I do apologize.
I feel like I have cat hair up my nose. I probably do.
Cat hair up your nose?
Cat hair up my nose. Who is currently winning our goal?
30 minutes. I'm going to look up the
minutes.
autumnal witch.
Autumnal witch.
You need to add the word timer because that didn't go the way I wanted. I don't think she has a 30-minute one.
Well, she has. Is one of them a 45-minute one? Because you could just scroll down to 30.
Oh, I can.
That's a thing you can do. I can see Sam doing things in the background. I can see her little screen. I'm like watching it intently. Like, are you finding the thing you're looking for?
No, I'm not. Are you sure she has a 30-minute one?
No. I said you could get a 45 one and scroll it down to 30.
Oh, I've caught on now. It's fine.
Yeah.
I realize.
You figured out what I was talking about? Did you pick up what I was putting down?
Took me a moment. We all know. I'm slow today.
We've met Sam before.
Yep. We're good. I got there.
I confused her.
This is not my usual modus operandi, so I might have to try the Witchy Grimoire one next time.
That's the one I usually use.
Well, I liked this one.
Yeah, I forgot to vote.
She forgot to vote. Well,
It's too late
cannot
now.
Yeah,
You cannot turn back time.
If I could turn back time, Nia would get her vote. That's all I can sing. It's copywritten.
That's true.
Oh, Julie got 43 pages into the last round of edits, so she needs to push through more. Thanks for a longer-ish sprint.
We aim to please.
Say again?
Sometimes. I said we aim to please. Sometimes.
In a way.
We aim to please ourselves. And then if also you subsequently become happy from that, then we
aim to do what will be pleasant for us while also taking into opinion the general audience.
There you go. That's fair. We'll accept that.
All right, I will count it down this time.
Good.
3, 2, 1, go. And that was our final sprint. How did everybody do that sprint? Or how did that sprint go for everybody? I got in my 100 words for my research today.
Yay.
Also learned more fascinating things about kangaroos. Like, bruh.
I did more scripting.
As you should, because you have much to script.
I do.
Sorry, I responded in my head and then realized I hadn't responded out loud and had to figure out where my thoughts started.
Fair enough.
Nicole said hi. She was here at the start of the sprint, but the keyboard wouldn't let her say anything, which is just rude of the keyboard. Mary let Laura's timer playlist run in the background of everything so she gets views, which love to see the support. Tis awesome. She also got 450 words. Nice.
Yeah.
The puppy who had a burst of energy, so nothing done. That happens sometimes. You saw my children come over earlier because they all suddenly needed a thing. 122 words, but was also messing around with my outline so far. That happens. Like, I read a lot, but I didn't get much taken because I don't really need a lot of notes on the developmental stage of Joey's, but also it is interesting. Like, apparently kangaroos are just always pregnant, except when they give the day that they give birth is like the only day they're not guaranteed to be pregnant. And then like they can hold 2 embryos at once, but they'll like freeze the development of the second one until the first one's old enough to leave the pouch. And I was like, you can do that. You can just be like, and this one's not growing anymore for now, which they can also do during droughts or when like there's low food, which I was like, I didn't know this was a thing. There's a word for it. And they're not the only animals that can do this either, apparently. But I was just like, bro, I don't need to know any of this for my novel, but I need to know this for me. So that's what I was learning. 456 words. Nice. Refilled the decaf coffee. Also nice. Watching the thermometer dropping. Is it getting cold? Because I was like, the coffee thermometer? But no, it's probably the weather thermometer. Taking a reading break. Crave. I've heard mixed things about it. Have you started it yet? Or are you starting it now? I wonder if they have morning sickness all the time. No, apparently not. They're just content, and they're like I have one of my alien races biology based off of kangaroos. It's pretty wild. Their social structure is also like weirdly toxic masculine, but not at the same time, because like they seem, from what I have been reading, to just highly respect their females and everything, and they just whatever they want goes and stuff, but their females have like no real attachment to the males. They're just like, whoever can give me baby, it's fine with me. But like the big males are really rude to the smaller ones sometimes, and also some of them are just kind of lazy. Like when they want a female, they'll just like look for the next, like another large kangaroo but slightly smaller, so they can just steal her from him, but also only if she's okay with that. So I'm like, this is fascinating. And like the way that there's 2 different kinds of fights that they do, like really short, brief ones, which is mostly just between the smaller ones, and then like the bigger ones have a more ritualistic one. Scientists speculate to figure out who's more dominant in the hierarchy, and it starts out with just they're like having lunch together, and then they'll look up at each other and like they'll do the meerkat pose and just stare each other down until one of them grabs the other one, and then the other one gets to choose whether or not he accepts this fight. And then there's like specific, and I'm like, why is this why are there rules for this? So it's like, it's so cool.
I wish humans had a few more rules.
Right? I'm like, bruh, why, as much as I love werewolves, why are they the only shifter societies which aren't even accurate to actual wolf life? Let's make some kangaroo shifters. This shit's awesome. I'm on page 88 now, so progress, but I still have to get 385, so plenty of work to go.
It's a lot of pages.
Yeah. I've read the social structure of orcapods. I would have to re-look into that. I watched some documentaries on orcas, and I have forgotten the brain fog. I don't remember a lot of it right now. Nature, yes.
It indeed is.
Also, I like made a joke because on my stream we were talking about cheetahs and like how they're so bad at just existing as an animal because their bodies are not at all designed for what they do, because like they run really fast, right? And that takes a lot of energy, but they're not super good at hunting. Like they can, but they're not designed for it like some of the other big cats are. So like they spend all of their energy to eat and then like eat enough to have the energy, and they actually have anxiety, like really bad anxiety, in part because of this. It's kind of cute. Zoos give them support dogs. But the kangaroo is designed for efficient, quick travel. Like when they kick off, they breathe out, and then when they land, they breathe in, or the other way around. Either way, it's like really efficient and stuff. So I'm reading this and I'm like, the exact opposite of a cheetah. They're designed to survive. Efficient travel, good breathing patterns. Just
not the cheetah.
Don't have the nutrients to grow baby. Baby's just not gonna grow. Like, God, they're the opposite of a cheetah. Which cheetah's my favorite cat, so I'm like, poor cheetah. All evolution was not kind to you, but it was kind to kangaroos. Nia, that was pretty much how I felt. I wanted to try because I liked the premise, but it was just too much for me. Grandmas run the pods, matriarchal clan structure. Males will leave their mother's pod for mating season in the southern pods, but in the northern pods, some males will stay with their mate's pod for the rest of their life. Oh, that's sweet.
I am being summoned, so we need to wrap up.
Yes. That was our final sprint. So you want to go ahead and say our outros, thank the people for coming to the final World Wide Writeathon.
Final World Wide Writeathon Pop-up stream.
The next one will be the Storytellers Hearth.
There will be. Thank you for joining us, friends. I have been Jess at the Hex Library, and if you would like to see more of my face, especially in Advent for the month of December, I'll be doing 24 videos in 24 days, and you can find me linked down below.
And I'm Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. You can read samples of my writing on my website, samanthaalnassett.com, where you can also sign up to my newsletter to keep up to date with all things Sam. Tomorrow, I will be hosting a flash fiction free-for-all, which the last one we did was very fun, so I am hoping... Did you just turn off the desktop? Sorry, my cat just turned off the desktop. But thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks for sprinting with us and having a good time. And as soon as I find the outro video, because I've lost my way, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.